about the vision strategy for future, uh, and this is what the college was and the surroundings were there in 2002 and now in 2021. And this is the Google Earth images, which I just took it yesterday, because in the Google Earth you can take a time scale for images of the area where you want to take it. So technology is growing exponentially, especially post-corona. The technology has taught us that how we can survive uh, from the location where we are, and how can we move forward with the business as usual. So this is what the technology is talking about. But as a technocrat, what should be your vision, what should be your strategy, and what should be you plan for the future? That's the most important thing. Because what you think today, you will be making yourself for that posture after 20 or 30 years down the line. And at the same time, you will build society, you will build nation, and you will build the total system to work with you. So that's very important to be a visionary, to be very important to be a strategic. It's easy. I know you guys have a very good placement in your college. You'll get a placement and you'll earning good and all, and my all best wishes for there you. But what you think you should be after 20 years, what should be after 30 years, that's the most important thing in the industry. You should think about it. Is my screen is visible to you now? Because I'm changing the slide now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll have to come out of the presentation mode every time. No problem, it's fine. So is it clear now? Is it visible now?
Yes, yes.
I'm just displaying a list of Indian origin Americans who are leading. I'm just showing a list of all the CEOs who are basically the Indian origin Americans. They are leading from Google to Microsoft to IBM and all those things. The big world companies are being led by Indians. So guys, you have a big potential. But I'm very happy to see this list, and we all are very happy to see this list. But what should be our vision? We should have an Indian company, not a foreign land company. We need an Indian company with a global brand image and an Indian CEO. That should be our vision. We should look for making a global brand company. I don't say that we don't have it. We have many. But over a period of time, the global brand imaging for our industry is a desire and the requirement. Because the GDP growth, today our GDP is almost 3 trillion economy we have. And the idea is that by 2050, all the consultant, Price Waterhouse and KPMG, all the consultants are telling that the prediction, of course, those predictions reliability will be tested over a period of time. But our economy will be almost 30 trillion, will be growing tenfold in next 30 years. Our own demands will be rising up to the very high exponential scales. So the most important thing is the vision goes here from this slide is, let's do it. Let's do it as an Indian company, global brand, and Indian CEO. The takeaway from the slide is, I will, I know. So you know your future, you know your strategy. The most important, I do not know. If you do not know, let's admit that you do not know. Because this is very important for us to be clear what we know and what we do not know. Because once you say you do not know, you are making yourself clear out that you have something to learn more. So be clear in mind. Let's be clear about it. When you don't know, say don't know. Probably in this session, you ask me some question. If I don't know, I'll say I don't know. Let's be honest and let's be clear, because this will improve your profile for a future. And you are going to build up the future of the nation. So you are the profiler for the nation. So that's very important. Let's be clear about it. And the most important is I am flowing. The most important thing. I will explain I am flowing more in the next slides to come. But the most important thing is that you, and I should not, it will be not right at my part, that you are being to the electronics field and computer fields, you know what is the fast change rate of the technology. Every second the technology is coming new. And if you lost the opportunity, your competitor has gained the market. So you are keep flowing, you are updating yourself, you are building up for the next knowledge levels. So that's the most important thing of your profile building for the next time. Let's take a quick 5-second and 10-second break here, and just want to ask, is my communication is flowing through you? I just want any student, if you can want to say something just at this time, because I want the things to flow and the communications to be established. I know it's quick early, but just I want to say that, am I communicable? Am I what I'm speaking? Am I fast? I'm slow?
Yes,
or should I make myself slow?
No, sir, it's fine.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's understand, when we are talking of the future, the one word which is very important is called disruption. Because disruption is a phenomena which is constant. Disruption is going to happen. We will see in the next slides how the disruptions, many examples are there. But just a very small example, at the festival of Diwali, Eid or Christmas, we used to get stitch our clothes from our nearby tailor shop. But now we are going to nearby mall and we are trying to buy some brands. But as I said, the disruption is only constant. So the cycle again changes, and probably again we'll go back to the nearby tailoring shops. So the concept here is that disruption is bound to happen, and disruption, because of technology, because of economics, because of political conditions, because of economic condition, disruption is bound to happen. Sometimes somebody will gain, sometimes somebody will gain. So disruption is a constant phenomena. And when you are building up your future, you should be ready that you are going to face a disruption. So plan your strategies for the disruption. A very nowadays very widely spread, widely discussed topic, that fossil fuel will not be used over a period of time. The climate scenario has put an emphasis to stop using fossil fuel. US said that they will be carbon zero by 2050. When I say carbon zero, means they will not use oil, they will not use gas, they will not use coal. No fossil fuel. India said by 2070 will be carbon zero. So now every country looking at the global warming concept, getting away from fossil fuel. Getting away from fossil fuel. Remember this point. And everybody has built up their plan. Of course, the Europe is a country where the fossil fuels are very less compared to their own productions. So already the countries are migrated from fossil fuel. You take the example of Germany, you take the example of France and European countries. So the point here is that fossil fuel is facing the disruption. But at the same time, in 1910, in US, out of 10 cars, to be precise, maybe 1910 or 1915, I read somewhere, in USA, out of 10 cars, 6 cars used to be the electrical vehicle and 4 cars used to be on the fossil fuel. I'm talking of 100 years before. And then fossil fuel came as a disruption because of portability. An electrical vehicle at that time had its own limitations, big motors, big batteries, long distance coverage is a limitation, everything. And it has disrupted electrical vehicles. And we have lived with fossil fuel for almost now 100 years plus. So disruption has to be faced. At that time, electrical vehicle felt a disruption. Now fossil fuels are facing a disruption. And this is what the thing is. Disruption is a constant phenomena. It has to happen. If you take the example of Nokia, Motorola. Nokia and Motorola used to be one of the prestigious, very famous communication equipments. They came up in mobile technology, they came in walkie-talkie. In case of mobile technology, the Nokia and Motorola did not upgrade themselves as per the market desire. And you see, the market share of Nokia and Motorola is almost there now. Correct? In between, even the Nokia was taken over by Microsoft, but then afterwards they have released their share on the Nokia. So the concept is, I go back to my previous slide where I said, I am flowing. So you have to keep flowing. Don't be stagnant. A digital camera, Kodak. Kodak used to be one of the famous things. If you ask 20 years, 30 years before, in our house, if you have a Kodak camera with a film, that was a prestigious thing we used to have. We used to feel very proud about it. But when the digital cameras came into the market, Kodak did not upgrade itself. And today Kodak is selling the X-ray films for MRIs and all the tests and this thing. But where is the domestic cameras available for Kodak in the market? What is the market share? They are available, but what is the market share? So the most important thing is you have to keep flowing. You have to change yourself. You have to upgrade yourself. And what will be the disruption for fossil fuel now? Green hydrogen, solar, wind. And we all know on this 75th August speech by Prime Minister, he said very clearly that under the umbrella of the national flag, let's take an oath that we are going to have the green hydrogen mission. Because everyone knows that the solar and winds have their own little limitations. That you cannot get the solar energy in the night. You cannot get the wind energy at 24/7. But you require some storage for this energy when it is available. So if you store this energy in the daytime, in the batteries, you require a big battery banks. Big battery banks. And we will discuss about the batteries in the coming slides. But handling that many batteries and the replacement every 2 years, 3 years, where is the recycle? Big challenges we are putting in front of us. So now they will be storing in the daytime when you have solar and wind available. Wind is 24/7 as available. Solar is in the daytime when sun is there. So the green hydrogen will be produced by this renewable energy when it is available, as available basis. And it will be stored in the form of green hydrogen. So see, the slow disruption, try to see the slow disruption. You may not find the batteries after a couple of years. We are getting a replacement because battery is a thing where you are storing it, you have to discard it afterward, it's creating a waste. So you are storing the green hydrogen, and you will be running your vehicles with the green hydrogen cells. This is how the disruption is happening. Solar, wind, green hydrogen, probably a nuclear could get more things in the future, because as I was talking about the Europe, the Germany is focusing on solar and wind actually, and hydro also some. But at the same time, France is focused on solar wind comparatively less, but more on the nuclear. And their 97% production of electricity is from nuclear. So the concept here is that phenomena of energies are changing. And if you see a rough cycle, we have a 100-year cycle right now in front of us, how the things are changing. So that's the most important thing to understand, that the energy business is changing. The bottom line, what I want to say here is, the energy business is changing. So plan your future with changing energy business. Even, for example, the hydropower stations. So what they do, in the daytime, if there is a solar and wind is available, wind, again I say, so solar is available, you put back the water to the dam with the help of the electricity generated from solar. And in the night time, when the solar is not there, open the gate of the dams, run your water turbines and generate the electricity. So there are many concepts, this kind of concept, which are disruption for batteries. And there could be a global grid. That is what the concept going on. We all know that the internet is through all the wired cable, and that is the subsea cables we are having, seabed cables we are having, which many times face the internet interruption because of shark cut the internet cables and all. So the concept here is that the similar to internet cables, sea cables, there could be a wireless transmission for power, probably, yes. And there could be a wired transmission for electricity. So say, for example, just imagine the scenario. Japan is having a daylight and it is supplying to the country where there is right now, there's no sun. Same time when the country which gets the sun, it will supply, or when they have a wind. So this will be all hybrid phenomena across the globe. Wind, energy, green hydrogen, hydral, nuclear. So this is how the things are happening, because they want to protect the environment from the carbon. So they want to make the world carbon free. By the way, the Bhutan is a country which is carbon negative country. That is the only country on the earth right now which is carbon negative country. And as per their constitution, they are supposed to have minimum 60% plantation on the land. Solar is going to face a challenge of this Greenland concept, because you'll be cutting a lot of trees and maybe a lot of shrubs to build your solar panels on the land. So there are many disruptions coming to even that also, how to minimize the land uses and all. So this was the disruption in the field of energy. So energy disruption is really going to happen. It's happening actually, and get ready yourself from the long vision. Is my slide is visible right now? A new slide I am popping up.
Yes, yes.
Okay, another example of asset disruption is asset development. The concept here is that today we are going to malls, we are visiting big malls. But the challenges is going to come over a period of time is area for residence. And especially Corona, and in fact, my all young ones to whom I keep interacting, they are more attracted towards the online shopping now. So there is no surprise that after maybe after the period of 10 years, you will not find the malls. Yes, because in the malls, the land is now so costly, it's not per square feet, the renting rate is almost per square inch. That level of high rates are going on. So the malls will be either converted to eating giants, or maybe the health giants, or maybe the storage places, or maybe the residential areas, as I said. Because online shopping will disrupt the shop business, the mall business specifically. Online shopping may not disrupt the small business, but online shopping will disrupt the mall concept. Because in your 5,000 square meter or 5,000 square feet area, you cannot keep 10,000 products of your company, which is available online. And you go to the online sites and you buy the things as you guys are doing it. So what the point here is coming is, don't have a shop. Cars, when you are owning a car, effectively you are using your car for 5% of the time only. See, 90%, 95% of the time your car is idling. So the car has, what is the purpose of having the car in that scenario? That's why Ola and Uber will be gaining more and more market, similar companies. So you have a business opportunity there. And car is a means for not only taxi, car is a means for now transportation of small equipment, eatables, food giants, everything. Caribou Coffee, Costa Coffee, all this, Starbucks, Burger King, McDonald's, they are acquiring a land right now. They are owning a land on the rental basis or maybe on their own assets. But believe me, online shopping will change the business model of these established assets. They will be on the wheels. I recommend you can take a note of me right now. One gentleman called Tony, Tony, Tony Seba. He is one of the finest speaker on energy, and I do follow him. On the Twitter also, I follow him, and I follow his YouTube videos. I repeat the name Tony Seba, and I'm a good follower of him. He gives a lot of concept on the energy changing scenarios and all these scenarios. So keep observing the YouTube videos on the technology. And at the same time, on my Twitter account, I follow only few fellows. Google CEO, Microsoft CEO, and at the same time, big all leaders, world leaders. Because you will know where the economy is flowing, where the market is flowing. That is the most important thing for you to know, where the world is moving. So the mobile shops will be a concept. Ola Uber will be carrying your Caribou Coffee, or Caribou Coffee may have their own mobile vans moving across the city, and you just order them. And the nearest one who is near to your house will deliver you at your doorstep. And in fact, there are coffee machines are coming up nowadays, which can give you all the available combination of Starbucks on the machines. If that comes, then in that scenario, even the Starbucks will not have a market after 5-10 years. There is a disruption happening. We should be clearly aware about this disruption. Homestay concept is coming up. The fixed sharing, paid outlets. No need to acquire a land now. No need to have an office on the rental basis. There will be a properties available on rental basis. Just go hire it. Any company can hire a slot and they can work for it. And it's a very old concept. It's not a new concept. But asset development to asset sharing is a concept. So remember one point. If you are planning to be an entrepreneur, you have an opportunity of asset sharings. And this is how it will reduce the cost of your capital investment. This will increase the opportunity to build the properties, build the business at the low cost by asset sharing. So this is a disruption. When we used to think about building a property, building a business, we used to think about a big infrastructure development, big building infrastructure development. Probably that may not be required. So this was a concept in the disruption of asset development. I'm popping up my new slides. Is that okay? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm sorry for getting inside the field of masters. You guys are master in this field, to be very honest with you, because I am the fellow who is basically electronics and instrumentation engineer, but I'm migrated to the field of project management, and my whole career is now into the project management for last 30 years. But what I understand, what I can see from the network, I think is the silicon is going to be obsolete. I'm not sure about it exactly, but I get a feel that quantum computers will be going to be a future, or maybe some other technology. To be honest, I'm not really that into it. I'm not aware about it. But yes, the present laptops, present servers. So we are going for the better efficient servers. We need a fast calculations because the demand of artificial intelligence is very high, very high. Today on my first slide, when I wrote that I am going to be in Kuwait since last August 2012, I'm in Kuwait. So at that time, I wrote by mistake, I wrote it that it was 2021, I'm in Kuwait. But if my system would have been artificially intelligent, if you were told, Nitin, what you are doing after leaving the ONGC in 2012 and you are joining Kuwait in 2021, what you are doing for 9 years. So artificial intelligence has a big role to play, and we need more stronger machines, time to come. So maybe more energy efficient machine we need, fast calculation machines we need. In the California, where the Google servers are there, of course, now the servers are everywhere in the globe, but I'm taking to the primary location of Google server where it is there. Almost 50% of the electrical power is consumed in California by the Google servers. So the concept here is that technologies are changing. Every technology is changing. It's facing a disruption. So get ready, because you are into the field of electronics. You are masters in this field now, and you will be masters. I'm pretty confident, I'm sure. So let's be ready what the changes are coming up from the conventional methodology of the computation. Okay, now this was about the disruption, and I would like to take a quick 10-15 seconds, or maybe up to you guys, interactive, 15 seconds, 1 minute, up to you guys. Anything, any concept which is still hitting your mind about disruption, so that I can go to the future section of this, my presentation, which will be the last one. It's very relaxing when we say this, the last chapter is going to come, but I try to make it interactive. So anything, I'm open for students right now on the disruption concept. Yeah, you can ask me anything, whatever you want. If I know, I'll say yes, I know. If I don't know, I'll say I don't know. Please go ahead. Yes, my dear students.
Hi, sir.
Yes, dear, please go ahead.
Sir,
Hi,
I was thinking that.
may I know your name, please? May I know your name, please? Let everybody
Okay, sir.
know that.
My name is Ajinkya.
Ajinkya, hi Ajinkya. Go ahead, Ajinkya,
Sir,
please.
my question is that with with increasing population, and
Yeah,
it may increase exponentially in upcoming years, so the demand for energy will also grow.
you're right.
So, sir, do you think that the renewable resources like these can uh, meet the needs of these things?
Uh,
Hello, sir.
yeah, sorry.
So actually,
Ajinkya.
I had the kind of a similar question. It's one of the silly ones, but still,
No,
just
please
as
go, please go ahead,
Ajinkya,
please go ahead.
yeah, yeah. Just as
Nothing is silly. May I know your name? May I know your good name, please?
it's
Sorry for getting.
Aditya MJ.
Hi Aditya. Hi Aditya.
Hello,
Please go
sir.
ahead.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of similar to Ajinkya, as he said
Yeah.
that in the coming time the population will be too much beyond our
Yeah.
beliefs, right? So we are going to need more energy and everything we are going to need more. How are we supposed to cultivate it from the same earth that we have been living? And then even now we have some problems with it. So my question was, as you said that France has been focused towards nuclear energy, right?
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
So why can't we just focus all of our efforts and all of our resources towards water recyclation energy? I mean, it's recyclable, right? Can't we just find out new ways to generate electricity from water? I mean, burn knowledge concept and then everything, generators and all. I think, on the other hand, I also think that it's completely necessary to evolve in the nuclear business, but still, I think that if we could focus on water resources more and water energy more, I think it will be beneficial rather than just focusing on nuclear energy.
Okay. Your question is complete.
Yeah, I mean, the verdict is I wanted to ask that why shouldn't we just focus all of our
Yeah.
efforts,
Okay.
I mean, 90% of them on water energy? Re-
Okay. That's
Yeah.
that's that's uh, that's a good concern by Ajinkya and Aditya. Uh, Let me speak out on this first. That today the India is. I'm talking of now. We'll talk only to our nation. Okay. So today the fossils fuel what we are consuming today, we are importing 85% of fossils fuel. Let's make it very clear. We are able to produce by the national oil companies like ONGC, Oil India, or the ONGC Videsh, and our private partners in the country, and the joint venture across the globe. We are able to capture only 15% as a self production. 85% we are importing. And that's why if you see the Prime Minister's speech on 15th August, because you have to keep watching the strategy for the futures. Huh? So the concept given is we will be energy independent by 2047. And guys, I completely agree with both of you and the rest of the things who has the same question in the mind, that the nation cannot afford to import the energy, and we have to be energy independent by 2047. That means I don't import the energy. Now question comes, if I'm not importing the energy, the first option is that I should increase my own production of fossil fuel, point number one. I increase the production of green hydrogen, which is another mission we have taken up. Green hydrogen will be, the major production will be from the water by electrolysis. So for that electricity is required of power, electricity. So you need a solar, correct? You need a wind power. So, and at the same time, the nuclear. So basically, it's going to be a hybrid energy mix. You cannot say that you will be getting energy from water, you will be getting energy from nuclear, you will be getting energy from solar. It's going to be an hybrid combination of energy mix, and you will see in coming next 30-40 years, because you have two challenges in our country. By 2047, no fossil fuel import. When I say import of the fuel, means it's only fossil fuel we are importing. Of course, we are importing some electricity from Nepal is coming when they are putting extra power. So neighboring country can give you electricity. That's a different issue. Okay, because right now it's you can say it's not a global network, but it's a neighboring network, we can say. Correct. So you can get some electricity, but still majority of the fossil fuel has to be cut. So we are having two targets in front of us. 2047 energy independent. That means fossil fuel import should be zero. Second is the country has to become carbon free by 2070. That means Even though I'm importing the fossil fuel by 2047 should be zero, but at the same time, I will not burn the carbon fuels by 2070, which is another 50 years. So 25 years and 50 years is going to be an energy mix concept. And Aditya and is in you guys' hand now. The future will be that this energy mix. By the way, energy mix is a strategy driven by the Ministry of Energy and in the country. So that energy mix will be coming up, and all the doors of energy mix are open now. Even if you see, like for example, the cities now in India, we have a rooftop solar, and from that rooftop solar, it's a bi-directional meters we are having. We are giving that power to the electricity, or we are taking that power. And I see in the winter especially that our consumption, we are giving a power to electricity. Correct. So the concept here is another concept which you touched upon is, and that's very correct concept you said, is a population growth. Yes, I do agree for you. I do agree for you. This population growth will be increasing the demand. Not only population growth, per capita power consumptions are comparatively still less. Still less. The most important thing for the nation is that we are going to be the big industry hub. We will be producing for world. As I said in my first slide, Indian company, global brand. Remember, you will be producing for globe. So you have a power requirement for industry. For industry. The prediction of this Price Waterhouse and KPMG, as I told you, that our GDP economy, GDP will be 30 trillion from 3 trillion. Probably the exponential growth of our industry has not been considered so far. So there is going to be a big energy mix concept going to be relooked. And it is not one-time solution. You have to keep revisiting your energy mix concept. When I say energy mix means green hydrogen, okay, fossil fuels today, yes. Green hydrogen, solar, wind, nuclear, all hydro, everything. So we have a big challenge in front of us to be an energy independent and to have a right strategy of energy mix. So that is going to be there. And it is not one. It's going to be a hybrid concept of all the energy mix. Because if you see the geographically, India is located in such a way that I have the tidal energy also. I have the energy of sea also. I have the energy of hydel power in the Himachal. I can have a better hydel power stations. I have the good solar in Rajasthan and western part of Rajasthan and Gujarat, where I'm getting a good sunlight. So we are hybrid. Our demography, our geology, our geography is such a way that it is supporting the hybrid energy mix. It's supporting hybrid energy mix. So we have to go for hybrid energy mix. Not one. And two targets, remember, 2047 and 2070. So this concept will be drive through your complete energy mix. I wish I could able to put up the things in front of you with my vision.
Yes, sir.
And we have a lot of hope from you guys. You will fulfill these demands in coming futures. So should
Well,
I
sir,
move to the next? Go ahead,
don't you
please.
think that the present technology is not suitable? Because, for instance, take solar energy. Uh,
Yeah.
for setting up solar panels, it will take more land. So don't you think it should be more what we can say, compact and at the same time powerful?
You have to design. What's your good name, please? Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm not able to see you guys. I love to interact by name. So can I know your name, please? Because sorry,
Yes, sir.
Aditya
My name is
or
Ajinkya.
Ajinkya. Now you guys have to give me the. You guys will have to give the solution for this to me. Yes,
So I'd
the
like
solar
to
panels and everything.
say something on contrary with Ajinkya. He said that
Okay.
by the coming time we'll have to be efficient with our land and the energy that we develop, right?
Agreed.
That is less
Agreed.
land with more energy.
Exactly correct. Exactly correct.
And
Correct.
somewhere in that point, we see that we can see nuclear energy, because nuclear energy, as you know, it produces a massive amount of energy. That
Agreed. With zero waste. With zero
Yeah.
waste.
Uh,
Yeah.
so nuclear energy, I don't think so. It produces zero waste. It does produce waste, and nuclear waste, as we know, is really harmful for human beings. So even in the previous question, I wanted to ask that why should we go ahead with nuclear energy? I know it's
No,
fun.
no.
It's really
Actually,
efficient.
let me cut short this question here. Actually, uh, uh, I'm not, or in fact, you also, in these discussions, we are not establishing which technology is good or which technology is bad. Let leave this to the persons who are doing a strategy for energy for the nation. Okay, and I expect you guys to be a part of that strategy in future, coming years to come, correct? So again, I say it's an energy mix. Whether nuclear is good, it has its disadvantages. Yes, I do agree. It has green hydrogen, solar acquires a land. Yes, it has a disadvantages. Every energy format will have some plus and some minuses. Even in the about the solar and wind, I saw a video which is talking about the environmentalist. So they said that when the solar panels were laid in a desert, so there were some turtles were there, desert turtles were there, and some desert shrub were there. So this has been removed a lot, and wind turbine is hitting the birds. So there are many environmental aspects are there, and everything is there. So that's why I'm telling you, think beyond the boundaries. Don't get trapped what you have today. If there is a limitation, you think beyond the box and you clear it out. I'm not going to clear it out for you. You are the future, you will do it. Think beyond the boundaries, bring your ideas. No problems. If you have the efficient idea other than this energy mix, most welcome. Bring out that idea. And that is what the future and vision strategy of today's discussion point is. That we want you to think beyond the boundaries for that energy mix. I cannot help out in the energy mix for the country by 2077, 2070. I'm already aging
Hi,
54
sir.
now.
Okay, here once again.
Yeah.
Sir, I want to know that. No, I don't want to know. But I was
Be
saying
clear,
that
be
the
clear.
nuclear plants use a nuclear fusion process. If I'm wrong.
I don't, to be very honest with you, I'm not a nuclear specialist.
Yes,
I'll not
sir.
able to
Actually,
comment on that.
some days ago, I was watching Bill Gates' documentary. So he
Very
was
good.
working on nuclear for new technology for nuclear power plants.
Very good.
So he was talking that instead of nuclear fusion, sorry, nuclear fission or nuclear fusion, so they should use nuclear fission or fusion. I'm not aware of the
No, no,
process.
no, no, no. Let me tell you here. Let me tell you here again. Let me tell you here. You are watching Bill Gates. That's really great. That's really great. You are listening to me right now. That's really great. But the concept here is that when you are watching this specialist of their field, you are following the big technocrats in the world. But remember one point, you are not only following, you are building yourself in that position for future. If I something say today to you, it's not a limit for you. It's only just a start and trigger for you. So if he says something, it's not to be followed in totality. It is a pathway direction what is being triggered now. Now you are open to think. Let's not challenge Bill Gates or let's not challenge anybody for that matter. It's a trigger for you. Take a trigger in lives. The most important thing is take the trigger in the lives. What happens when we see something, we start putting questions on it. Yes, you must put, because that is the way you will know more and more about it. But at the same time, come with your innovative ideas. How better we can improve upon it. That's the most important thing. So that's why the energy mix scenario is, guys, really, I'm really concerned, and I'm really want you guys to think beyond the boundaries for this energy mix. So I think, should I go to my last slide, if you allow me,
Sir,
because
I have
I
a
think
question.
it's 8:53.
Sir,
Yeah, okay, go
hello.
ahead, please.
I'm Paritosh Jadhav. I'm a third year undergrad. Sir, like,
Sure, dear.
yeah, so I think we can increase that 2070 to like at least 2080 and all by like increasing solar consumption. Let's say if 70% of Indian population is using solar panels, so I think that will definitely like increase the like the expected date.
What's your name? What's your name? What's your
Paritosh
name?
Paritosh
Hi,
Jadhav.
Paritosh. Paritosh, I'm sorry. I 100% differ with you.
Okay.
Okay. I 100% differ with you, my dear. Uh, don't take it personally, huh? Please.
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Because I'm telling in front of the forums. See, there is a reason behind everything. The carbons are producing environmental impact, and everything is produced. There is a big pressure on India to be carbon zero. As I told in the beginning, US said that they will be carbon free by 2050. Correct? And there is a global pressure on us. There was a big global pressure on us to even reduce the carbon coal consumption also. Correct? So the
Yeah.
concept here is, don't relax your targets. Be on the stretch targets always. If nation said 2070, do it by 2050. That, and there where your technology innovation is required. You are technocrats now, and you
Yeah.
will be not only technocrats throughout the life. Do you think that Sundar Pichai is a Google CEO because he writes a good softwares? No, he is a good strategist in the field of IT, artificial intelligence, which is his specialty.
Yeah.
And one time, no, let's listen to me this careful. No, because you have told me something, and really I have to reply on that for the complete community on this particular point. Guys, don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. Okay. I again sorry for that if you feel that way. But at the same time, can you mute your mics, please? I request all to mute their mics, please. Thank you. One time the question was asked to Google CEO in an interview, that how do you select your top employees, like just below the Google CEO, some panel will be there. I don't know their designation and all in the IT industry, but how do you select them? There was a question asked to him. You know what Sundar Pichai has told them? That we get all the best CVs across the world. I did this, I did that, I completed this project of this worth billion and everything. But we don't ask them that question. We know that they're the all good fellows, or that position they're applying for the Google. But at the same time, what the question is asked to them, that what was your failure? What was your failure? And how you came up in that failure? Failures are bound to happen. In Australian Army, if you're not failed once in your lifetime, you're not fit for Australian Army, is their criteria. So the question here is that if Google CEO question, I come back to the Sundar Pichai's reply, that we look for them, that how they failed, and when they failed, whether they come up with that failure plus or minus, that's a different issue. But what was the attitude at that point of time? So guys, you are going to build up your attitude now. These educational institutes are helping you to build your attitude, that I can do it and I will do it. So that's the most important thing. So I suggest that I will be more happy to hear that, sir, will 2070 is too far, I will make it by 2050. That should be an approach, my dear. So I think now I will take up my just one slide now on the futures. If you allow me, I can continue on my next slide. Guys, up to you. Okay.
Yes.
Are you able to see my slide now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, great. I know the future opportunities are ample, are ample. And I'm specifically talking about our own country. And not only the country, making the things for the world also, that is the most important thing. We have to plan it out. This is just the list of fields where we can move. But I'm sure in your box, you will be having better list than this. Medical sciences, correct? Take an example of medical sciences. Today, you are going for chest X-ray, then you are going for chest CT, then you are going for brain MRI, then you are going for your left elbow injury. If you have, you are going for X-ray. It's not done, then you'll go for MRI, correct? What is the medical science talking about it now? And it is already developed, but it's not customized, or you guys, if somebody has a knowledge, I'm not sure about it. But the point here is just pass through one machine. Just pass through one machine. No angiography, no MRI, no CT scan, no X-ray. And in fact, there are samples, there are technologies coming even which will help you to find out your blood composition also. So this is where the medical science is going. If you talk of farming, as we know today, that our Indian farming is still with lot of conventional methods going on. But the future of farming is that you will be automizing the systems. You will be controlling the humidity required. You will be controlling the water quantity required. You will be controlling and monitoring the soil qualities. And all these things will be done online. So you are creating a knowledge bank, and there's a huge potential for farming expansion, because we know that our land is very fertile and we are highly dependent on our farming. Our majority of the country lives at the countryside in villages, and their profession is farming. So we have a huge potential. Think in the field of farming, how we can help them out, how we can put the innovative ideas to increase their production, how we can increase them to have the better quality, how we can have the better quality farming. And as we guys were discussing some time back, that population is growing, correct? If we are able to produce the right food, right quantity, correct? So that then the pirated farming will not happen. Pirated farming will not happen. And not only the pirated farming, even the land will be less in some countries. So they will be doing the farming in the sea. Floating farms will be there. So these are the things where you have the big thing to think about it in the future. Energy independent, we already talked a lot on energy. Internet for everyone. You are IT guys and you are better equipped than me in this field. But how to reach with internets? They are putting their some small satellites, some small drones, some balloons technologies to reach internet for everyone. That is an open field. And in our country, we have a big potential for internet for everybody. Big potential. Supply chain. Supply chain, you take the name now. Ola, Uber, and all other companies who are into the supply chain management. Many other companies are there in India. So they are, this is going to be a big business. As I said, the online shopping is going to be increased many folds. Our malls are at stake after 10 years. Correct? Residential requirements are making them a stake. So supply chain is going to be a big phenomena. And look at the industries which has popped up recently. Next two slides, I will just show some startup that will be to support this slide. Field of education. Why there is a need to go to USA and Europe to study the education. Online educational things are making the things more efficient slowly. There could be an online interactive sessions. What we need is an effective internet for that and the time slots. What other fields? Self-healing living concretes. The concretes what we see when the building gets 10 years, 20 years old, our concretes are getting, we will see that there's a chipping happening there, there's a corrosion happening in our concrete and beams. So there are living concrete there. So the living concrete, there will be some bacteria, they say technology, that will heal directly itself. So the concrete will not erode by the time. Creating brand images. Today in India, we have a couple of brands, very famous brand. If you go to mall, Allen Solly, Louis Philippe, Van Heusen, and many other, Peter England, couple of brands are there. So we will be creating the global brands. And by the way, the garment industry, I know you guys are from electronics, but electronics plays a basic vital role for automation, artificial intelligence. How will be the garment industry in the coming time? Today, as I told you that we are going for online shopping, and still on the online shopping, we are able to select almost 5,000, 3,000, 2,000 numbers of clothes which are displayed there. But the time is coming when, but in this time, the fabric color is fixed. But the garment industry is moving towards that you make your own fabric. You prepare your design for your fabric and it will be delivered to you, customized. No more need to have production of 10,000 meters of garment of one type. So customized cloth, customized stitching. Supply chain management will also help it. Probably if there is no automation on the stitching part, it will be delivered to your nearby tailors, the required design of cloth, and he will stitch for you, because now we all know our locations. So he will be delivering you the clothes, he will be stitching for you, because it is not correct for them to stitch a cloth for you in Madras and send it to you in Nagpur or in Mumbai. So see, small businesses will come back again. There will be a disruption. The future is there for the small businesses. Small shops is going to be disrupted again, because you will not spend your time on transportation. Not you, neither your suppliers. They want you to supply something just next to you. As I told you, that there will be a mobile Caribou shops. If you order online coffee, it will be delivered from any nearby mobile van which is near to your house. So this is how the garment industry is changing. So weapons and arms, for the cause of the nation, like it's of course a controlled field, but there's a big potential for this business in future, and there's a big automation is required. Bharat Electronics Limited, Bangalore, is doing a great job in this field for automation of weapons and arms. Smart home appliances, your fridge will be knowing your inventory in your house. The tomato is finished, let's order directly to the shop. That's the future. You are not keeping, because what you are doing, you are putting more productive efforts on other parts of your specialty. So this is how the smart appliances will be there. Waste, the most important thing will be the waste management, and we'll have to really think of it that in future, whenever we are creating the any industry, any product, so what will be the end of it? Like for batteries, as I said, waste is a concern for the batteries. So how you are going to do a waste management for the product? So when you are creating a project, when you are creating a product, so when you are creating a product life cycle, so product life cycle includes recycle. So make sure that you emphasize on recycle to have minimum waste. There are energy storing bricks. Guys, this information what I'm giving you is nothing new. You'll find on the Google. You just Google it and you'll get it. But the most important thing is that buy the idea, add your idea upon it. Energy storing bricks. Imagine that as we were discussing about solar energy, correct? Now, in many countries, what I heard is that they have the walls of solar, correct? And if the bricks of the same wall they are putting solar panels on the walls, exterior walls. So if the same walls on which the solar panels are pasted or mounted, if the same wall act as a energy storage, so imagine that house can light for even night hours when there is no solar power available. So these are kind of things are happening in the across the world, and these are the innovative fields. Artificial intelligence is a big field. It's a big field. Till the time human behavior and human is not recreated, the artificial intelligence is not complete. So the artificial intelligence is going towards recreation of human and human behavior. You guys are specialists in this field, you can add something on it, but that is what I understand. That is where the world is leading to. So these are all the big fields which are going to come. Transportation, airport for drones and flying taxis. It's a big field. The whole drone and flying taxis will be having an airport for themselves. So because that is a solution for traffic congestion. That is a thing for fast deliveries. You are not going to the places to buy the things now, delivered through your drone. So these are the future concepts. They are future concepts. I say future means they are already conceptualized. Their implementation will be there in the future. So add your concept also to these concepts. Create new ideas, create business opportunities. And because I have been given an understanding that you are in second year or maybe third year students are also there, as I understood it. This is a golden opportunity for you to take all the academic support from your college, acquire knowledge as much as possible, but keep building your independent ideas, unique ideas. Only the sustainability concept is there in the industry, which says that keep doing the things for throughout the period. For the whole long period, you be in the market with your existence, sustainable performance. Even the balance sheet of the companies nowadays, sustainability report is attached with that balance sheet, because the client want to know, the customer want to know how good you are, and now how good you are today, how good you were, and how good you will be, and what is the plan for you. So make a great plans, make a concrete plans, make a sustainable plan. And I know they are talking of, I put one red color, lab-made dairy products. If you see in my slide right now, I do not know how this lab-made dairy products will support us, and they are making it also. But one side we are talking of organic products, one side we are talking of lab-made products. That's you guys to call and have a deep look on it in the future to get the way you want it for eatables at least. Not for human beings, for our cattle also. What should be the feed for them so that they can be more productive for us? So this is a floating slide. I just captured the things what I could able to see. And there is one more thing, car batteries that can charge in 10 minutes. They are thinking that, for example, when you are driving, it's also there, it's available right now. When you are driving, you are hopping up somewhere just for a second, for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and your batteries again recharge. But these batteries will be generating a lot of, again, the waste recycle will be there. So the system has to be there for that and has to be groomed for that actually. So these are all the concept of future plans, robots. So that's the thing. So I think I would like to say great thanks to all of you for giving me this opportunity. And I have some list of upcoming startups which has been there in the India. Keep monitoring them, keep looking at them, how they did it. So with this, I pause here, and thanks a lot for this opportunity, everyone. And that's all.
Yes. So any question? Any question, students? If you have any questions, please ask. All of you are requested to fill post questionnaire feedback form. Link is posted in the chat box. All are requested to fill post questionnaire feedback form. Any questions?
Hello, sir. I have a question.
Yes, yes. Proceed.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Bill. Okay.
So before we talked about renewable resource, renewable energy and other things like solar and wind, but so we need rare earth materials for those kind of instruments, right? For renewable, and I think we don't have much of those materials in our country. Can it face
Yeah.
a problem in future if we want to become energy independent?
See, I agree with you that for solar and for wind, to be very honest with you, for solar and wind, there is an indigenous development in the solar panels, point number one. Okay, there are a lot of, and still more to happen in case of solar. Wind, of course, we are not that energy, the metallurgy or import dependent, correct? Because if you see the solar panel cost, what it used to be earlier, and now what it is, it has been dropped a lot, correct? So there is a energy mix, again I say. So there is a challenge for creating a product, substituting it, and because when the satellite was sent to Mars, okay, so there were some indigenously developed component were there, which were the import substitute were there. So this is I agree with you 100%. Things will not come easily. There is a big challenge ahead of us, big challenge ahead of us, big challenge ahead of us. And for example, even like recently the Reliance has opened a giga energy center at Jamnagar. And by the way, I missed one discussion during this point, that our a national target for renewable energy from solar is 450 gigawatt by 2030. And in that target, 100 gigawatt we already achieved. So we are left out with 350 gigawatt. And Reliance declared that they will give 100 gigawatt out of that 250 balance. Sorry, 350 balance. So now we are left out with 250 balance. So I think even that 250 will be less target, looking at the energy mix which is going to come up with all these combinations. I'm using the word energy mix, guys, time and again, because it's a driver for you guys to think what could be the most cheapest, most safest energy source which could replace the fossil fuel. Even though I am there in the oil industry for the last 30 years, but I know the future of the industry. Okay, so yes, I agree with you. We'll have to work on it.
Sir,
Yes,
myself
thank you.
Shantanu Chandra. I want to ask one question.
Yeah, Shanta.
Sir, we have to
Go ahead.
face so many problems in renewable sources, I guess, because we still use AC current, which is only 60% efficient. Currently, we using AC current for transmission all over India. And storage is also a problem because lithium-ion batteries are not that much reliable. So cryogenic sources, cryogenic batteries, and that power plants are also required.
Okay. Yeah, agreed. By the way, let me tell you very honestly, lithium-ion battery and the battery itself phenomena, okay, could be an obsolete phenomena after a couple of years. As I was telling, for the building material, they are coming up with the bricks, which will be storing the energy. It's nothing but capacitor concept. Okay. So the point here is, world is looking, India is looking for the bricks or any energy storage devices which could be an effective alternative to batteries, or the batteries which could produce less waste. And why lithium ion batteries? Why not sodium ion batteries? They are working on it. There are many advanced research are going on other type of batteries. Why lithium ion? Because there is a big issue with lithium management. So yes, so guys, this session is only to trigger you on the concept of energy mix. And I think I'm very happy that you guys have really interacted very well. You have great concerns, correct? And you are only the person who are going to give solution to the nation here, for sure. And we are confident that you will give a solution, because the things which are happening around right now, they're all triggering you to be an entrepreneur, be a thought processor. And academics, respect academics, take to grab as much as you can from this campus. Don't miss the things here. Don't miss the things here. Even if you change your streams, when you come out, you will not be a no more electronics engineer, electrical engineer. Don't worry about it. But this knowledge base will help you out to strive through the new concept of energy mix. Today, actually, we almost talk on energy mix, and that's really great. Nation need it, and you all have a great concern about it and great interest about it. That's really great.
Hello, sir. I'm Ajinkya from second year.
Yeah, go ahead, Ajinkya. Yeah.
Sir, you have been working in your company maybe for a long time. So,
Yeah, okay.
so while working, do you have did you get any ideas on how you can work there efficiently, or how to utilize your resources there?
My dear friend, Ajinkya, sorry, Ajinkya, 30 years. If I talk 1 minute for every 1 year, it is going to be a 30 minutes, huh? And that will be a big challenge for me to speak 1 minute for 1 year, huh? But let me tell you one very simple thing. Last 30 years, working with ONGC for 22 years and working in Kuwait for 9 years, we have at the end of the year, we have our assessment, like how did you do your work? And that work assessment is not based on, it is based on how you did your job, which was allocated to you, what initiatives you have taken, correct? And what was your performance throughout the year? And for all last 30 years in that annual review, I'm getting outstanding for last 30 years. And this outstanding getting is one subject. But the most important thing is that you have to be sustainable in your performance. Keep doing your job very efficiently with positivity. And when you don't know anything, don't say I don't know. Don't say I know. Say I don't know. Because as soon as you say I don't know, your brain gets a signal that you really don't know, and you work for it. But if you say I may know, I know, all this confusion, then you will be in confusion first of all. Forget others. But you will be in confusion. So be clear in your mind. Say yes or no for the things and work continuously with sustainable performance. And keep contributing. Keep contributing. Bring the ideas. Listen to the ideas. Be a good listener. All these things you have to keep doing it. I think, Ajinkya, I have replied your questions. Not very specifically. I may not share a couple of things with you, but yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, any other question? So all the students are requested to please fill post questionnaire form, feedback form. Okay. So, question. So, Engineer Nitin Birla, sir, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking time from your busy schedule to be the guest speaker at our this session. So your presence and your wise words always help my students. So thank you so much. So you have guided very well, and I think students also means inspired from your speech. So thank you very much, sir. I would also like to thank Dr. Shubhangi Ratkantiwar Madam and Dr. D. Thakre sir, HOD, Electronics Department, for guiding us, helping us. So thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Yes, yes. Thank you so much,
Most
all
welcome.
dear students.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, everyone, for this opportunity. And it's really
Okay.
thanks.